Okie dokie. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the channel. This is Duty's Daggers, and we're going to be talking about some knives today. First of all, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it. Why not? And follow me on Instagram at duties_daggers. So I wanted to just have a quick little video and update you guys on some of my latest knife purchases. I make a video similar to this semi-regularly. Just because it might be a while before I get to the review on these things, and I need a while to carry them and test them, and form my opinions on them. So, and I also just like talking about my new knives. Honestly, that's really the main reason. But also, you guys get to see what I've been purchasing. So, let's talk about really quickly this one first because it's already been in a couple of videos. This is the Kubey Coeus or Coeus. It's Coeus, and this knife is 40 bucks. I'll put a link for all these down below. It was on sale for 40. It might not be on sale anymore, but even if it's not, it's still only like 45 or 46 or something like that. This is a really cool knife. It's a budget knife, and I haven't gotten a budget knife in a long time that I liked this much. We have a window here, a hole for the deployment. There's no flipper tab or thumb stubs. We have the JG10. It comes in a ton of different colors though. If you don't like this one, deep carry pocket clip. It's a medium-sized knife, and the main reason I love it is just the reverse flicking action. I mean, the detent is tuned perfectly. The deployment hole is placed perfectly. I mean, this thing it snaps open so freaking fast. And there's a little flat spot right on here, right on this corner of the hole. They must have done that on purpose because you can really easily thumb flick it from right there. Super duper easily. This is a really fun knife. Very, very thin at the edge, kind of a leaf-shaped blade. Thumb ramp. I enlarged my finger choil so that I could choke up. It comes with a little bit less room in here. Not really fall shut action, but man, that opening action is just so crisp and nice. Nice crisp click when you close it. Yeah, it's awesome. Alrighty, how about we'll talk about this one really quick. This one's been in some videos too, but this is a recent purchase for me. The Demko 8020.5 in 3V steel, and I just added the deep carry bronze anodized pocket clip to it from Lynch Northwest. I love this knife. I have talked about it a lot. I just did a video comparing, it was a review on this one, also comparing it to the more cheaper version. I don't like the word cheap because it makes it sound like it's a bad quality knife. This is a very good quality knife, but it's just the cheaper of the two. But this might be my favorite knife ever. I absolutely love it. Shark's foot blade, full titanium construction, no liners, just full thickness pieces of titanium here. Obviously the shark lock, multiple means of deployment, great sounds, ergonomically great choke up spot, perfect jimping. It's almost a perfect knife for me. So if you want to see more on this one, go watch my review on it, and yeah, that'll be it for the 20.5. Now let's talk about this guy. This is a new, to me, I'm not sure actually how new it is in Petrified Fish's line, but it is new to me, and I think it was released fairly recently. This is the Petrified Fish PF838. And I kind of bought this on a whim. We were doing a live stream, checking out some petrified fish on their website, and I saw this one. It was on sale for 35 bucks, and I bought it so that I could test it out for you guys and let you know if it was good. And it is good. It is pretty darn good actually for 38 bucks. Surprisingly good. We have a carbon fiber inlay that's done super well. You can't feel the seam with your finger or with your eyeballs. It's just a perfect inlay. That inlay is on both sides. We have a deep carry pocket clip. The designer is David Chen, which I'm not familiar with this guy, but it says his name on the clip there. Doesn't bother me though. That's fine. It's a flipper tab only, and check this blade out. The blade is the main reason that I was drawn to this knife. Let me clean it off a little bit. I've been carrying this guy. The blade is the main thing that drew me to this design. The grinds on this thing are just so clean and so nice. It's a high polished belt sander finish. I mean, look at that thing. That is just a good looking blade on a $38 knife, man. Holy crap. The sharpening choil is pretty darn good. The swedge here is kind of funky. It actually has a plunge line itself. You can see right there. And then the primary plunge line comes up to meet it. And this line here from the swedge meets it. And then this point on the scale meets it at that same spot. And it just looks really good. It looks very just clean and nice. I can't find any imperfections in the grind. And this thing gets amazingly thin at the edge. Amazingly thin. Because it's pretty decently thick blade stock. But, I mean, it's just an aggressive flat grind. The blade shape is pretty close to a spear point. Probably more of a drop point. Well, yeah, it's a drop point. But it's you know, fairly close to a spear point. So you got a low tip. This is a big knife. Overall, I forget what exactly it is. Let's measure it real quick. I think it's bigger than my ruler, yeah. It's like 8 3/4 ish. And the blade length is about 3 3/4. It's a big boy. It fills out the hound nicely. It's breaking in already. It's not quite fall shut, but give it a shake and it goes down. The detent, nice and snappy. The flipper tab has jimping on it, giving you grip on the flipper tab, and the way it's shaped gives you some good leverage. This thing pops out nicely. I mean, it's such a good knife for $38. It's crazy good. Liner lock, obviously. This is a good one, folks. I recommend it. Not only does that blade just look really nice, but it's ergonomically very good. This thing is a good slicer. Good detent, good action, good flipper tab. There's really not a whole lot to dislike about this knife. So I'll put a link to it down below. Go check it out and pick yourself up one. I don't know why I said that so weird. All right, let's check out the next one. This one is the Civivi Imperium in their Damascus. Check out how pretty that is. So from what I know, which isn't a ton, but from what I know, Civivi does have pretty decent Damascus. Damascus is a combination of 2 different steels, and depending on what steels the maker uses, it could either have great edge retention or kind of fair edge retention or pretty bad. Same with all the other qualities of a blade, you know, toughness, corrosion resistance, all that stuff. So there's a lot of variables, but from what I have heard, Civivi does a pretty good job. It certainly looks nice. It came very sharp from Civivi. It gets pretty thin at the edge. Well, yeah, pretty darn thin. I do have a pair of calipers on the way, so we will soon be able to find out exactly how thin we are looking at the edge for these knife reviews, so that will be some good information to give you guys. I should have done it sooner, but I did. It's on the way. Pretty thin blade stock too. I think it's a pretty clean, sleek design. You know, it's a fairly thin handle, but that's just the aesthetic. You know, it's kind of a thinner, I don't know, I guess you could call it a gentleman's carry type knife. It's pretty big though. I can get absolutely a full grip on it with a little bit extra. We do have a choke up spot as well. Tiny bit of jimping up here, not very grippy, almost useless in fact. Very, very smooth action. Pretty good detent. I think it could be a little bit crisper, but it's definitely fine. Maybe a little better than fine. Just not the best detent I've ever felt. But it's plenty snappy enough. The front flipper works great. Again, not the snappiest front flipper ever, but it absolutely, I mean, it's a good one. I can do the reach around. I can do the side dealio, whatever you want to call that one. So it's definitely easy to use. Easy to reverse flick as well. This is a pretty cool knife. I mean, closing, a couple shakes, and it's right down. This is a cool one. This was on sale for $60. So if you want some, a good design and some Damascus, um, go check it out. The sale is on Blade HQ, so you'll have to go to Blade HQ to get it, unfortunately, but that's fine. Yeah, it's a cool one. Civivi Imperium. I did put the titanium pocket clip on it, as always. The pocket clip it comes with is just the typical Civivi clip, which they work fine, but this titanium clip's way better. I'll link these down below as well, as I always do. And let's get to the last one. This is my first beg glider, and it's a mini beg glider. So if you don't know, there's a ton of different beg gliders, different versions of the beg glider. There's the XL, the button lock, the large, the regular, the mini, the Tonto. There's all kinds of them. This one is the mini, and it's the reverse Tonto mini. I don't think the other versions come in the reverse Tonto, just the mini, and that is the reason I got it. I like the look of the blade. We have some good quality micarta on here. Actually, surprisingly good quality. Very happy to see that. Much better quality than on the Imperium. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. So the micarta on the Imperium was not the best. I was kind of disappointed on the quality of the micarta. It was the type of micarta where it almost feels like plasticky. You don't really feel the fibers like you do on good micarta. So I ended up sanding it back a little bit, and I like it much more now. It's just a bit smoother and not kind of like as rough plasticky feeling. But the micarta on the mini beg glider here is much, much better. You feel those fibers. It's taking a patina nicely already. I've been carrying this thing a lot because it's really fun. Nice polish on all the liners and the clip. Kizer always does a good job about that. And check out how snappy this thing is. Oh, man. It's just fun to flick, man. It really is. This is one of the snappiest detents I've ever felt. Honestly, you can even hear a little snap when it releases, when it pops out of its hole. Check it out. I'll put it by the speaker. This is the sound of me opening the blade, not shutting it. Here we go again. So yeah, the breakaway from that detent hole is just crisp as hell. It's fun to flick. It took me a second to get used to it because it's a small knife. You kind of have to crunch your thumb back a little bit to get behind the thumb stud, but once you get the hang of it, it's absolutely doable. Kind of hard to reverse flick this thing, though. I can do it, but I kind of have to make sure my finger's at the right spot to get it, but it is doable. So the blade on this guy is just a crazy, crazy thin slicer, man. Super duper thin at the edge. That reverse Tonto is perfect for the type of cutting that I do most of the time. I put my finger up here, I get a lot of pressure in the tip, cutting out things out of cardboard or leather, opening up stuff, all kinds of those types of cutting tasks. This thing is just going to be really, really good at. The sharpening trail area is not great, but it's a small knife. It might have looked kind of funky if they made it bigger, so I will forgive them on that. And also, I'm not really going to be using the blade back here very much. I'm mostly going to be using this inch here towards the tip most of the time, so I'm going to forgive them on that one. Doesn't bother me. The blade steel is N690. Oh, I forgot to mention the blade steel on the Imperium. Well, it's just the Damascus. I'm not sure exactly what two steels they used, so that's a little bit of a mystery. On the Petrified Fish here, it was D2. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned any of the blade steels. It's also D2 on the Kubi here. So I've been really liking this thing. It broke in very nicely. Check out this closing action. It's super smooth for such a small light blade. That's pretty impressive. It's running on bearings, obviously. I really like this little guy. It's very fun. It's just nice to have such a thin, useful blade shape in your pocket. I've been carrying this in addition to my primary bigger knife at work and around the house. It's just really coming in handy. I really like it. The deep carry pocket clip works fine. I just found out that actually Kizer sells deep carry titanium clips on their website. So I didn't know that. My buddy Jason turned me on to that, so I'm going to be ordering that one or one of those for this knife, I think. Also, go follow my buddy Jason. He's on Instagram at Puerto Rican with a knife. Underscores in between the words there, and he's on YouTube at the same name. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy. He's got a good collection. So that's about it. Those are my recent knife purchases. I have one more big one in the mail. It should be here Friday or Saturday, and I am extremely excited about it. Extremely. So we had the Petrified Fish PF 838. We had the Demco 8020.5. We had the Kubi Koyas. We had the Civivi Imperium and the Kaiser Mini Abegaleita. Oh, this was also on sale on Amazon. In fact, like almost all the Kaisers were on sale recently for some reason. I think they still are. I checked, I think yesterday they were still on sale. So go check out all the Kaisers on Amazon. They're all at least 10% off, some 15% off. So this guy was like $40 before shipping, which is a really good deal. So yeah, I'll link it below, but go check out all the Kaisers on sale. And that'll do it. Hope you guys have a really good Thanksgiving, whatever you're doing, hanging out with family or friends or doing it solo. I hope you guys have a good one. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think we're almost at like 890. It's going to happen. We're going to get to 1,000 before Christmas. I'm very confident. So super excited. There will be a pretty epic giveaway happening once I reach that. So let's do it. I love you guys. Adios.